Hey everybody, welcome back to UniX TCG, or hey, it really hasn't been that long if you saw today's first video, but we are still mid-breakdown of Set 5 New Adventure for Dragon Ball Super Fusion World, and we'll be continuing with Vegito in the blue color, not to be mistaken with Vegito Blue. Now, I will say, getting it out the way, if you like the channel, like the video. If you love the channel, subscribe, and if you want to go the extra mile, check out Universe X. We are less than 40 subscribers away from being at 1,000. Now, let's hop into the blue Vegito breakdown. First up, we've got the leader. Leader is a basic draw when attacking, but when he awakens at 4 or less life, you are going to mill the top 10 cards into your drop. So just take the top 10 off your deck, put them in the drop, which is going to set up very nicely for his awakened effect. And his awakened effect is permanent your turn. If you have 20 or more cards in your drop, this card gains plus 20k power, and then when attacking, draw 1 card. So he's going to attack and just swing for 40k, which is basically more powerful than blue Vegeta, without the downside of having to have 7 or less cards in your hand. Now, the cool cards that we got new from these spoilers, first off, there's a Son Goku. He is a 2 cost, and he just says, 20k power, 10k combo power, so good stats to go sideways with. On play, add 1 card from your life to your hand, then place the top 3 cards of your deck into your owner's drop. So you're going to add a card to replace him, and then you're going to mill 3, which is pretty cool. Now, the kicker for this is that there is a devastating follow-up card to this, which is the Uub that we're going to talk about next. This is a 2 cost, 15k power, 10k combo power. On play, if there is a Son Goku in your battle area, draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card from your hand. So if they don't get rid of your Goku, you have the ability to then play this Uub and then just draw 2, discard 1, which is going to replace him plus 1, and then you're going to be able to discard 1, going back down to a break even, but you still filtered 2 cards and added 1 controlled card to your drop. Now, the thing about this is 2 cost 20k is a very easily removable stat line, but is a 2 cost 2k easily removable going into your opponent's turn 2? Probably not. So if you're going first, this card is actually pretty safe to play, because if your opponent goes out of their way to remove it, they're probably using a valuable card they could have saved for something in the mid game to late game. So yeah, I do think this is a pretty cool combo, and if you max out at 4 and 4, you're not really hurting yourself. You're just adding 10ks to your deck, and Uub, by the way, can be recycled with Videl. So even if you're running a 7 or less in hand blue strategy, you should be able to get Videl to attack, bring back Uub, and as long as you have a Son Goku in your battle area, because it doesn't have a cost restriction, you're going to be able to just draw 2, discard 1, which is a very, very, very nice way to start filtering through your deck. We also got a new cantrip in Dende. That means blue currently has 3 cantrips. I believe it's the Trunks from the first blue starter deck, the Trunks from the Diamond starter deck, and now you have this Dende as well. So hey, if you ever need to have 10 blanks in your deck, you can do it now. Now we have the Old Kai, 1 cost, 5k power, 5k combo power, and it says on play, place the top 2 cards of your deck into your owner's drop, and then if you have 10 or more cards in your drop, choose up to one of your leaders or one of your battle cards in the battle area with Saiyan in its special traits, and it gains plus 5k power for the turn. Now this is best used on something that can dual attack, like a 5 cost Vegito, but you're normally playing him on curve. You're also normally playing the 6 cost Vegito on curve if you have it. So I do think that this card kind of loses its luster, because you could just combo with a 10k instead and have to do none of that, to be honest. Next card we have here is Trunks with a very Super Baby-esque vest on. I don't know why I just looked at it and was like, wow, hold up, what were they cooking here? But this guy is a 3 cost 20k, 5k combo power. On play, you add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, and then you're able to bottom deck a 1 cost on your opponent's side of the board. Basically Zamasu, except on a bigger body. And this isn't bad. This isn't bad. He's a Sand Earthling. The Earthling part will allow him to be recycled by Videl. And on top of that, he's a Self-Awakener, but he can also get rid of some pesky 1-drops. And in the case of like things like Whis and stuff like that, there's still 1-drops that could be put away for the betterment of your gameplay. So I definitely like that. I think that's actually pretty cool. Next we have Majin Buu, Majin Buu Good, and this is less of a card that I'm excited about. 3 cost, 15k, 10k combo power, blocker, and then permanent opponent's turn. If you have 20 more cards in the drop, this card in the battle area gains plus 20k power, making a 35k blocker, which is going to do really well against red. It's going to stop red from smoking it off the board easily, but it's not going to do anything for black blue, or green, which all mess around with cost restrictions. Even yellow should be able to tap this pretty easily because they do it off cost restrictions too. So it's a good card against the matchup that presumably you have in the bag already or have an extremely high leg up on. So no, I don't really like this card. And then we're moving on to the Sacred World of the Kai, which is a field card. Activate main, switch this card in the battle area to rest mode. Place the top 2 cards of your deck into your owner's drop. Me personally, I feel like this is superfluous unless we have a card that specifically activates well off of you having a card basically like on the field already. Like if you were going to make a graveyard-based Halo coup, which is a possibility. This stuff is not leader locked, and so you can really kind of put it into almost any blue leader and see what you can do with it. If you're doing a graveyard-based Halo coup, then yeah, you could put this on the board instead of Satan City and just let this guy rock. And I mean, his effect is generically just seeing more cards than any other blue leader. But I do think that for all the cards we have that dump cards into the drop zone, this is just not it. I don't personally think so, and it's a 0K. And then last of the new cards that we got is Savior of the World. This is a 0 cost activate battle. If you have 20 or more cards in your drop, your cards that are in battle gain plus 15k power for the battle. And yeah, so this is going to be something that's pretty interesting. It's actually a 0 cost, so it's a neg1 from hand, but it's going to be pretty cool because if you're holding these guys in hand, you can instantly go up 15k without any just assignment of energy to it. But the real gem here, I think, is you could go down multiples of these to bring your hand to the 7 cost threshold or 8 cost threshold and then play something, and then be able to start using your P-Loss if they still exist after Worlds. Actually, sorry, well, Worlds got postponed, so maybe a Banless got postponed too. I don't know. Look, we're probably gonna have to see that around the release of Set 5 to see if they have a ban list ready for us or not. But I do think that Hercule is potentially just going to, or Savior of the World is going to be a good card because you can manipulate your hand size while doing something productive with that manipulation. You're not just comboing for no reason. You can offensively go up 15, defensively go up 15, and I think that's pretty cool. You do have to have 20 or more cards in your drop, but once you're awakened with Vegito, I don't think that's going to be a problem. And then we're going to go over to the cards we already have, but first, a real quick message. As I stated in the previous video, I still have partnerships with stores like Mystic TCG in Missouri and Eclipse in Texas, and they are still selling product online. You can always go over to the sites, check out what they have, and use my code words in the description to get percentages off your order. And then sometimes free shipping as well. Just to let you guys know, if you play One Piece, Mystic TCG is still selling OP10, OPO10? Let me know how you want to pronounce that. But yeah, you can use my code word to get free shipping as well as a percentage off your order. So, let's get back to the content. So when it comes to the Vegito floodgate, most of you guys have been watching my channel know how I feel about this. I don't think this is a very good card. It's got 0k combo power. It is a 4 cost for 30k, which are solid stats, if not easily removable. However, the on play is a bounce, which automatically feels a little bad, but it is what it is. The main draw to this card is supposed to be the floodgate. Now the floodgate says when attacking, if you have 20 or more cards in your drop, your opponent cannot attack unless using battle cards with a cost of 3 or less. These are 2 hoops that are really funny to jump through, because this means like the only time this card can really be of good use is when you're going first and you play it on curve and your opponent has to charge to 4, knowing that the only things they can do are play on play effects or, you know, play a 4-drop. They're not playing anything 3 or less that's going to go sideways. Or if you burn the coin on it, I mean, your opponent charges to 4 and they're in the same position. So realistically, this card has 1 turn where it's really going to put in the most work. If you try to use it on turn 5, your opponent could be playing combo plays that could remove it and just keep it going. If you try to play it on turn 6, I just wouldn't. Most decks will be playing big boss cards that are going to not care about this card being on the field. And so I feel like it's got a very narrow window for its usability, and that narrow window is exasperated by just how other decks can function. It just really hurts. Not to mention that black can play above curve because of the marker, and so you could play this and be like, huh, got you. And black could be like 3 energy and a marker for Super Saiyan 4 punch, and then get my marker back. Bro, what did you do? What did you do this turn? So I just don't really like this card, but if you feel differently, you feel differently. Let me know in the comments. Not really affected by spoilers or lack thereof that we got. Next, we have the Vegito Candy. This card is actually just bonkers. 2 costs for 15k. You can always combo on top of it. 10k combo power, but activate main, place this card in the battle area to the bottom of your owner's deck. And if you have 20 or more cards in your drop, add up to 1 Son Goku with a cost of 3 or less, and up to 1 Vegeta with a cost of 3 or less from your drop to your hand. There's a lot of different Vegetas and Gokus that you can bring with this, and the 3 or less allows you to hit a huge range. But the cool part about this is you can play this guy for 2, attack, combo a Vegeta or Goku out of your hand, make him 25k or 20k, pop him, get the card you comboed and another card back. Willy-nilly. You broke even in hand, but you just recycled good cards and you made a good attack. I think this is just a phenomenal card in general. And then again, it's not leader restricted, so you know, you do. But then you've got the Vegeta SR, and this guy's cool. Just add up to 1 blue card with a cost of 3 from your drop to your hand, and then we all know that he can be turned sideways to give a Son Goku with a cost of 3, 30k power, as long as you have 20k in hand. Now, granted, because it's a blue card with 3 costs, we already have stuff from last set. The only card it really picks up here are the Buu blocker that I don't really like, and the Trunks Adolescence. That's kind of cool, but I just feel like, realistically, not a lot of these cards are affected by cards that we currently already have, that we just got spoiled. You got the Super Saiyan, or not Super Saiyan, the Super Spirit Bomb Goku, the 3 cost over here, 25k. This guy is just going to mill 5 when you awaken, or sorry, when you play him. He's going to self-awaken and mill 5. And then on top of that, you can, instead of milling 5, choose for him to play a cost 3 extra card for free, which is the I'll See You, but it can also be things like Sinister Sickle if you need to. So I think this guy is actually pretty schwasty. He's pretty cool. I think he's pretty good, but again, like I said, a lot of the things that we've already seen are so standalone that nothing gets like broken by the new spoilers we just got. Most of these cards are just generically good. Another card that you can bring back with the Vegeta, or you can play for free with the Goku, is the See You. Once you hit that threshold of 20k or 20 cards in drop, he pretty much just gives something double strike and then absolute lightning's on top of that, making this Goku pretty much a fat double striker that's gonna bottom deck anything. It's just a really good place to be, and it's just a good standalone card. Like the thing I think that's crazy about all these cards that go into the drop like this, and then count the drop as a threshold, is that you don't need particular cards to play them. Like, you could take Vegeta, you can take Gohan, you can take this Vegito, you can take quite a few blue decks, and these cards will operate the same in almost every different deck. Now, Vegito does turn on the 10 threshold easier, yes, but I do think there are some merits to not being able to put the top 10 cards into your drop. I think that Vegito is going to require a larger deck, which is going to mean it's going to have a little bit more inconsistencies, but we shall see. We have to test, we have to build, and we have to kind of figure out how this plays. The next card we have here is this Vegeta, this 2-drop Vegeta. He's just a when attacking self-awakener that's going to put the top 3 cards into your drop. I do think that that's a little hefty. If you really think about it, because of the 3-drop Goku, you only have to put 5 cards in your trash. If you put 5 cards in your trash, or in your drop, and then you play the Goku to go down from 5 to 4 life, and you flip your Vegeta over, as long as you chose the mill 5 option on Goku, you're going to then mill 10 when you flip over, and then everything that says 20 is going to be turned on. So you really don't have to work for the threshold as much as some would think. I do think that that is something that lots of people should probably understand or get used to. And then the last card we're going to go over is the Unrivaled Fusion Father, which is just going to boost a Vegito. Just a 1 cost, choose up to 1 Vegito with a cost of 4 or more in your battle area, gains plus 10k power for the turn. And then if you have 20 or more cards in your drop, this card gains plus 20, or another 10k. Some of this is going to be really funny, because yes, you could think about using this on the 5 cost Vegito, the 4 cost Vegito SR, or the 6 cost Vegito SER. But something that's also funny is if you have 7 energy and you are going to kind of go in anyway, you can spread out some damage in an interesting way. Swing with your leader for 40k, right? Cool. Play the 4 cost Vegito from set 4. Attack with, or play this card to give him plus 20k, so now he's a 35k. Attack with him for 35k to force another good card out of your opponent's hand. Then pay your 2 to pop him. And then play out your 6 cost, or play out your 5 cost and get your 2 swings in after that. Vegito is going to have a vicious top end, and I do want to see how people are going to build it. But yeah, there is a lot to go off of here. I hope you guys are super excited to dive into this deck. Tomorrow, we're going to have another double feature of green and yellow, so I hope you guys are ready for that. We're going to be doing a lot of things over here in Universe X in both this channel, the Patreon, the Discord. Like I said, this testing night is going to be sick on Wednesday. And then also, we'll be doing a lot of Dragon Ball related things over in Universe X, my second channel, which, like I said, just 40 away from getting 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to keep hammering it because I need that to go through, and if any of you guys can help me, I'd be much appreciated. But we cover Daima every week there. Dokkan's 10th anniversary is coming. Sparking Zero just dropped DLC, and we're laddering. There's just so much going on in Universe X as a whole. So thank you guys for being supportive. I will see you guys soon. For you Gundam fans, I'm cooking up something. Just want to make sure it's nice and clean and crisp, and I will see all of you tomorrow for both green and yellow. Later.